This is the 17th season of Bass Talk Live with your hosts, Mark Jeffries and Matt Pingrack. BTL is brought to you by Lawrence, Bass Cat Boats, APCO, Duck and Fishing, Strike King Lures, Sunline, Big Bite Baits, Spro, X-Zone Lures, Yamagatsu, The Bass Tank, and Denali Rods. BTL coming at you. Good Wednesday, everybody. Welcome once again to another edition of BTL Bass Talk Live, where Matt and I are going to talk bass fishing and anything else that we want to talk about. Matthew, we have a ton to talk about. We're going to talk Guntersville. We got a really good dude on here. He's going to be on via the phone. We're going to talk to Matt Herren, get his take on what's going on in northern Alabama. But first, have you seen what the people are going through in Louisiana?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Rain?
Oh, it's horrible. Dude.
No, I haven't heard anything about it.
Massive quantities, massive flooding, rescuing
Holy
children
cow.
in kayaks and canoes.
Holy cow.
Crazy. And they're expecting
on the Lake Charles area?
Yeah, they're expecting another 6 to 10 inches of rain there today. And man, our thoughts are with all those people down there. Just a crazy, crazy situation. And I did not look at the forecast, so I have no idea whether or not that stuff is going to keep moving over to Alabama and the guys that are fishing the Elite Series at Guntersville, whether or not they're going to have to deal with that. But maybe Matt Herren is a weather watcher, and we can ask him what his expectations are for the weather. And I've talked to a couple other people, and I've seen some people post comments over the shows the last couple of days saying that Guntersville was going to be a grind, and I fished last weekend and it was enormously tough and blah 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 blah. I'm telling you, man, this is going to be so entertaining based upon the people that I have spoke with, and we'll get Matt's take on it. But as I mentioned yesterday, a variety of ways that these guys are going to be able to catch it. And if you're going to watch the live stuff, I think you're going to be able to get some juice in multiple ways that these guys are going to catch them this week, Matthew.
Yeah, I love the top 10 photo galleries of all the lures where it's not all the exact same thing. I mean, I literally think you're going to have guys cranking, you're going to have guys flipping, you're going to have guys throwing a swim bait, you're going to have guys throwing a frog in a topwater, you're going to have maybe some guys throwing a drop shot, some finesse stuff. I think you'll, like I said, all across the board. So, do you think that's good or bad for the locals? You're talking like a Matt Herren that we're going to have on, or a Scott Canterbury, or a Wes Logan, or a Clint Davis, or a Brandon Less, any of those.
I think it's both. I think you're going to have some of the
local, but
you're going to have some of the guys that are very familiar with the body of water that are going to just get dialed in and really know how to do one key thing this week, and that's adjust. Right? I don't think you're going to be able to go out and throw a topwater all 4 days or anything like that. The ability to take the knowledge that you have on this body of water based upon the situation that they are dealing with right now, and the ability to adjust is really what's going to push these local guys up the leaderboard.
So you think that because everything's playing, the locals actually will have more of an advantage?
Some of them will. Okay. I think it will bite a few guys also. I'm kind of playing both sides of the fence on this one. But the reason is because it is a condition that is just not dialed in with the fish totally being out.
Right.
Or the fish totally moving up to spawn. It is a rare situation, folks, that we have on the Elite Series where there are going to be multiple patterns and many, many different choices to make as far as how you want to get dialed in during practice. And we'll talk to Matt about that and see what his take is.
One of the cool things about Matt, and I was doing a little research before that, Bill Lowen won earlier this year. Everyone was like, oh, man, Bill was probably one of the most accomplished guys who had not had a blue trophy, right? Well, Matt doesn't have a blue trophy. He did win an FLW Tour event back in 2007. But do you realize that Matt Herren has over $1.5 million in earnings with only one Tour victory under his belt?
I knew it was a lot.
I didn't know that. And
but
that
I didn't know it was
in
only
255 events.
Wow.
So, obviously, and we'll talk to him about this. I said, dude, Matt Herren, great guy to get on. Back-to-back Alabama stops, and then the Bassmaster Classic. So, that's where he won the... I better check. He did make the Bassmaster Classic, didn't he? I need to pull this up here.
Ken Duke made that mistake when you were gone. So
on Matt Herren?
No, on somebody else. I don't remember. He asked him, well, what are your thoughts about fishing Lake Ray Roberts? And the response was, well, I didn't make the Classic.
Hold on. We need to make sure because I had a whole line of questions. Oh, come
Ken
on.
was very embarrassed.
Yeah.
He's
20. No, that's this year.
Oh.
No, that was last year. Yeah, he's in.
All right.
27th place.
So you're good.
27th place. So anyway, back-to-back Alabama events, and then Ray Roberts, where Matt Herren won the TTBC in 2016. Yeah. So how many lakes in Alabama? Here's a quiz. Well, I told you before the show, so I can't. How many lakes in Alabama between FLW/MLF, and this is from BFL level up?
Yeah.
And then the Elite Series opens everything. Do you think Matt Herren has top 10 in?
Well, I'm not going to lie. I said 5.
It's pretty impressive. Lewis Smith, Eufaula, Demopolis Martin, Neely Henry, Logan Martin, Weiss, Guntersville, and Lay Lake.
Wow.
That's a wide variety of fisheries across the state that he has cashed substantial checks in. Yeah. I'd say he's got Alabama dialed.
Livesey was the guy that Ken messed up.
Oh, I got you. Does it surprise you, though, that the way Matt Herren fishes... And I don't think we'll ask him this, but I could talk to you about it. Does it surprise you? So we talk about guys like, like a Denny Brower, who do we always talk about?
Where you go?
Guys who are like one-trick pony. Oh, Tommy Biffle. Okay. Guys like that, like multiple wins will blow events away when it's in their wheelhouse, but typically they're power guys, right?
Yeah.
They're power guys who do one thing. Now, we know Matt Herren has become more versatile over the years. He can catch them up north. He's not afraid of the spinning rod anymore. That's well documented on BTL. But does it surprise you, as old school and hard-headed as Matt Herren is, that he hasn't lifted more trophies? Because that dude is not afraid to run with a power pattern that typically, for guys, the Randall Tharps and all that who are just straight power.
Yeah.
Typically, those guys will run into the winning pattern every now and then because they're hard-headed. It's like a Hallman deal, right?
Yeah.
Finish 150th, but man, put the flipping stick in your hand, blow everyone away in Florida.
It's a good point, man. It's a good point. But what'd you say his earnings was? 1.4?
1.676.
So 1.6 million.
And then throw like 1.8 if you throw the TTBC stuff in there.
So without getting a blue trophy, he's done okay. And I don't know how many years. I'll ask him that. How many years he's done this from a professional perspective. But, 1.6, let's say he's done it 16 per year. That's $100,000 a year. That's not bad.
And he started fishing the pro circuit in 2004.
So 17
and then he was
years.
fishing the BFLs and stuff starting in the mid 90s. So
that's not bad. 17 years, almost 1.7, about $100,000 a year. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. And obviously the sponsorship dollars have increased over the latter years. So I don't know, man. He's like you said, he's one of those guys that I think the blue trophies will come someday.
He fished some opens and invitationals in the mid 90s.
Yeah.
From 94 to 99, but really started getting serious, I think, in like 2003, 2004.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like him.
I do too. He's one of the favorite guys that we have on BTL.
He can be grumpy.
Yeah. Very honest, very truthful, very, there's no, you get Matt Herren when you talk to Matt Herren.
Yep. I'll tell you my favorite Matt Herren story.
How long is it?
No, it's 20 seconds long.
Okay.
We're at the Mississippi River out there at La Crosse, right?
Yeah.
Matt Herren, it's hot. It's one of those, this was years ago. It was one of those
mosquitoes.
Yeah. And Matt Herren is literally just sitting underneath a tree next to the ramp.
Okay.
Like sitting on the ground like a little kid. Like a little kid waiting on...
Is this during practice?
No, this is after the tournament. He's weighed in. His boat's tied up there. It's hot. He's sitting under the shade tree.
Okay.
And I come up and I'm like, what's going on, Matt? He goes, just waiting on someone. I said, who? He goes, I'm waiting on someone to come in so we can have a little discussion with him about what happened on the water.
Oh, that's...
And he sat there for 20 minutes.
Waited for...
Another dude rolled in. He stood up.
Did you see the whole thing?
Oh, yeah. Whoa, hell yeah. At that point,
all right. Well,
I'm like, I'm not missing this. He stands up. The guy comes off. He comes out of the shade tree. They go off. They talk for 5 minutes. He comes back. I look at him. And he goes, we got straightened out.
All right. That is Matt Herren. All right. Good dude. And we'll talk to him after we take our first break. All right. A couple of things I need to mention real quick. This is my bad. I totally forgot, totally screwed up. Next week, folks, a really kind of different schedule for us next week. On Monday, our show will be at 4 p.m., not 8:30, 4 p.m. Central Time. On Tuesday, our show will be 4 p.m. Central Time. Wednesday, we will not have a show. Thursday, we will have day 4 at the normal time, 8:30 a.m. with Frank Scalish. And then we might have a fourth show that's not day 4 on Friday, depending on how things go. Now, why is this? Well, we have 1 week that we have morning basketball camp at another school, and I forgot that it was so early this year. So that's actually Monday and Tuesday in Lindsay, Oklahoma. We have basketball camp. They bring in 8 other schools. It's really, really a good deal. And I totally forgot about it. So it goes from 7 a.m. till noon. And then we'll come back on the bus, and then I'll come back and we'll do the show on Monday and Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday, it's a little father-son bonding time. We're going to Lake Texoma, and we're going to go out. Both of my boys and myself are going out with a striper guy.
That'll be fun.
On Wednesday.
Live chat. Yes, I see.
Yeah.
I've got the BTL swag on. This will be the one time that I wear 2 pieces of it in one show. It's because we got it in yesterday, and I've been working on this stuff for 4 or 5 months.
It looks good.
So I was like, screw it. Yeah, I'll wear the hat and the shirt at the same time because the shirt doesn't have... See, the logo's on the back, so technically I got the logo and then the
very coordinated there, Matthew.
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks like I tried too hard, but I don't care because it's new. It's the first time I've had it on, so I'll rock it and then I'll change it before I go out into public. But we are on Bass Talk Live, and I am wearing a Bass Talk Live hat and shirt. So I feel
very nice.
What's the word there? Apropos?
Yeah, very nice. You're styling and profiling, man, as are a lot of people out there with their merch.
Oh, it's awesome. Keep sending it in.
Yeah. And we're going to have another run. So for the folks that missed out on the first run, there will be what did we call it? A limited. There will be some items that will be
the
limited.
Frank shirt and my favorite color is 7 shirt. There's only 100 of them.
Yeah. So you want to get in there and get those as soon as possible.
Mark matches his hat with his striped polo every day.
Yeah. What am I sporting?
A Blues hat.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because it's in the playoffs.
Hopefully.
And that's a kind of a Blues-colored shirt.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you right now, playoff hockey is incredible.
You're right. You don't wear the cargos anymore. Sorry. I didn't
know. If you are not a hockey fan, you need to watch playoff hockey. Last night, even the wife watched the Islanders.
You got to watch hockey documentaries and the NHL playoffs.
There's not a whole lot else on. All right. But last night, an extremely entertaining game between Pittsburgh and the New York Islanders. And the son watched. AJ's home from school for a little while. And, yeah, we sat around and watched hockey last night.
Is there a Canadian team this year guaranteed to make the finals? Because of the way they did it,
yeah,
like all
I don't
of Canada
know.
and
maybe. Down? Because the Canadian... No, I don't think so. I think they still have to get...
Through the...
Yeah, I think that you're going to have a Canadian team make the Final Four.
Okay.
I think is how it works. Anyway, catch some of that action on the NBC Sports Network. It's really, 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 really good stuff. All right. A couple other things. Big announcement. This is big news. I got the okay late last night, to go ahead and announce this. For those BTL fans that are here in Oklahoma, or I'm going to go ahead and say it, surrounding states, we are going to have a special event. And they're not a sponsor. They're just doing this for us because I thought it'd be cool to do. And I had a couple people reach out to me, and we are going to get this done. Right here in Moore, Oklahoma, about a couple mile and a half from the studios. They are building and getting ready to open today, a brand new Black Rifle Coffee retail location. And what we're going to do, as soon as I get a date from Mr. James Watson, James is going to drive down here and we are going to do a remote show live from the Black Rifle Coffee retail location here in Moore, Oklahoma. And I'm really, really excited about this. It's been a long time since we've done a remote. Mm-hmm. What, probably 6-7 years, Matthew?
Yeah, we've done them. We used to do a show with Kenyon at Rudy's Barbecue.
Rudy's Barbecue, I remember that.
It was
Man,
Vision Hill.
Long
Zero
time ago.
prep on Kenyon's part for that.
Yeah.
He just showed up, ate barbecue, and gave his opinions on
his vision.
On everything.
Vision Hill.
It was an interesting vision.
That was a quite interesting remote that we did. But anyway, I would say in the next 2-3 weeks when Watson's schedule gets locked in, we have gotten the approval. We're going to have a BTL get-together. This is not, and I want to repeat, this is not the 10,000 subscriber party that I've talked about.
This is just a deal with... And Black Rifle's a big supporter of professional fishing as a whole. They're at every single Bassmaster Open, lined up, giving out the coffee drinks. I know they are a sponsor of Bass. I think MLF too, right? Or just the anglers on MLF. I know a lot of the BPT guys and Pro Circuit guys have the sponsorship. They sponsor some Open guys with boats. So big supporters of the entire industry there.
Yeah. So, folks, if you're around, and we're going to have specials for BTL viewers that attend our on location broadcast, live stream, live show, whatever you want to call it, with Mr. James Watson, and a date forthcoming here in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So a big thanks to Black Rifle Coffee allowing us to kind of open up with the BTL fans at their brand new location in Moore, Oklahoma. The final thing, dude, the marathon is going to happen. All right? The marathon is definitely going to happen. We're going to do that, and we're going to announce a date. I'd say probably in the next 3 to 4 weeks. All right? Matt and I have to decide whether we want to do it before he leaves for New York the first time.
Oh, I thought we were, yeah.
If you can do that, we're good with that.
Yeah, because I just got Amistad, and then I got a whole month where I'm here. So and it's the Classic, and then I think here's what I think we do.
Okay.
I think we do it after the Classic, because that gives us a lot of people then a lot more content to talk about.
And the marathon, that's a good idea. So what? The week after the Classic, we do the marathon.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I like how you think, man. That's
I'm concerned about your health too. That's why I was saying no, seriously. That's why I was saying that I can go over there and do it while you go inside and get some rest.
Yeah.
It's probably not that healthy to do that.
I'll be good, man. If I'm not, you got 911 right there. The hospital's just right down the road. We're good to go.
Well, no, that's not.
I'll be fine. All right. We're going to get a company, your sponsor, Best on Tour.
Well, I have to clear it first.
Oh, well, Best on Tour is going to be involved, whether he likes it or not.
Yeah, that's the game plan there.
Yeah. By the way, if you do not get that, what is it, weekly?
Yeah.
Is it weekly?
Yeah.
It's kind of a really cool weekly report on some of the things that are going on in the industry. Go to bestontour.com,
it's more
correct?
More stats, behind the scenes, things like that.
It really, really good and very...
bestontour.net, like fishing net, NET.
Okay, .net.
Yeah.
Some really, really fan kind of interesting
The people who
stuff.
listen to BTL will find the bestontour.net stuff interesting.
Yeah.
The people who are just like, wait, what?
What Jim said. It said, Mark's health depends on the topic discussed.
Oh, we got into it before.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's the highest your heart rate has been.
Probably.
In months.
Yeah, but
that's the first time
down.
that I've barked back at you without worrying about your health.
No, I'm good, man. See?
We weren't live when that happened. Or you couldn't see it, right? Because sometimes you'll hit the live with the silent, and you'll see us sitting there, going like that, but you can't hear us.
No. Clay wants to know, what's the purpose of the 24-hour show?
Because we can.
Exactly.
And 10,000 subscribers.
Exactly.
You called me delusional You said that I was bad business.
You really want to get into that? I don't want to get into that. I want to talk to Matt Herren.
That's okay. Well, we'll get into it after Matt Herren.
All right. I want to talk to Matt Herren.
Unless you want to avoid it, because the last time I told you one of these topics, I said, dude, you're going to get buried on this.
I am not going to go into it the way that we went into it.
I said, you're going to get buried on this, and I've warned you. So,
well, buried is really not a good word around me right now. Okay?
Well, you know what? I thought... That's not what
I don't want to get into that.
That's not what I was talking about.
All right. And then the final thing, a reminder, folks, Sunday night, 7 o'clock, this Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Time, we're going to have
Postgame show.
The postgame show. It's coming back. Matt and I will hopefully have a guest from a participant on the final day at Lake Guntersville, hopefully the winner. And we will dive into what went down at Lake Guntersville over the 4 days that they were there.
I forgot. I'm excited.
Why?
Because I can fish a tournament because I suck.
What?
Yeah. So there's a big bass bash on Grand Lake, but I haven't made enough money in the past year in the opens to rule me ineligible, so I can fish it because I've sucked.
So there's a positive about being.
So here's the
lack
deal.
of earnings.
So I miss a check by 6 ounces. I dump a 3-pounder at the James River. This is hypothetically a possible situation. That would have been a $3,500 check or $3,000 that would have pushed me over the threshold of earnings for the past year to make me ineligible to fish this big bass bash on Grand.
This weekend?
Yes. Which pays $50,000 for the biggest fish. Now, pretty much everybody who's good on Grand has won more than the maximum number of dollars, and I haven't done the guide thing or anything. Like, I literally slide right in to where I can fish it, right?
Yeah.
So there is a chance.
Mark it down, folks. The man is going to make some money this weekend because that's how it works out.
So here's the chance that because I didn't cash a check at the James that cost me $3,000, I slide into where I'm eligible and I could catch a $50,000 fish, and then all is right in the world again.
Wow. What is it? I'm looking at some of the comments here. All right, we need to take a break and come back with Matt Herren. Sorry. I'm still kind of rusty, man.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I'm a little rusty here.
It's pretty smooth. Except for the Battlestar Galactica on the phone calls yesterday. Everything's been good.
I kind of got that dialed in a little bit at the end there.
Yeah, but it was a 2.5-hour show. You got the last half hour dialed in.
It took me 2 hours to figure it out.
That's fine. It's all good.
All right, we're going to take a break. Come back with Matt Herren right here on a Wednesday. Everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Fishing system starts with Lowrance HDS Live. The best fish finding tools, from chirp sonar and fish reveal to active imaging and new active target live sonar, and complete touchscreen control from your trolling motor to your big motor. For a limited time, building the ultimate fishing system will be easier on your wallet. Upgrade to HDS Live with a Ghost trolling motor, active target sonar, or live site sonar, and save up to $800.
BassCat's legendary 20-foot platform has been paired with angler-approved accessories for 2021. Puma FTD features the proven hull used by many of the top names in bass fishing today, backed by a transferable lifetime warranty. The Puma FTD boasts a full team deck concept which enhances efficiency for you and your tournament partners. Turnkey tournament-winning performance. The Puma FTD SP from BassCat.
Let's face it, fishing electronics are no longer an afterthought. They've become a necessity. And at the Bass Tank, our experts match you with the right electronics, provide professional installation, and educate you to help maximize your catching results while providing support along the way. Because let's be honest, it's about catching, not just fishing. And when you're ready for better results, join the Bass Tank team. Visit us today on Facebook or go to thebasstank.com.
You've been waiting all week for this, and Sunline wants to make sure you're ready for it with bulk spools of all your favorite fishing lines.
Oh, it's so fun.
My whole team ready. Big trips, big
Bulk up with Sunline.
Utilizing my experience, utilizing my time on the water, evolving as an angler, and that evolution should never stop. You have to do it every day. From when you wake up in the morning, you got to be thinking about changing, continually changing every minute, every cast. That's really the premise of fishing the moment.
Everyone, Brandon Polnick here. People always be asking me what I got tied on. And I'm like, X-Zone lures. And they're like, Brandon, why you got X-Zone lures tied on? And I'm like, let me show you why. The bite.
Get out of there. Get out of there. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's freaking digging. Get in here. Oh, God. Giant. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
I think you get the point.
All right, we are back on a Wednesday, and it is time to go to our special guest today on BTL.
You think Matt knows the answer?
No, not at all.
You don't think so?
No.
Let me pull it back because I might have put I might be able. Yeah, no, I 100% can make it. I think an even 10.
Maybe. All right, let's bring him in. Matt, you there, man?
I'm here, guys. What's going on?
Hey, first of all, man, thank you so much for taking time out. I know it's the final day of practice, but Matt and I and the fans greatly appreciate some insight on what's going down at Guntersville this week.
Sure, not a problem, guys. It's going to be a different kind of Guntersville week. We done hit us a good old in-betweener. Everything's kind of, they're not out deep, they're not up shallow, and it's just kind of, I think we've hit that little funk.
Really? Now, some of the people that I have spoken with, and I'm not going to mention, said that you are going to be able to do anything that you want. If you want to fish shallow, you can. If you want to fish deep, you can. If you want to fish the grass lines, you can. If you want to throw a topwater, you can. How can you elaborate on that? Or can you, Matt?
Oh, you can do everything you want to do, whether you catch one or not. You know the story.
Matt, I would have to imagine, I'll just say, you got to be a little grumpy because you look at this stretch coming into the year and you go, Alabama, Bassmaster Classic where you won the TTBC, and I know how much you like Neely Henry, and then it was just a screwed up deal with the weather that went through there that probably took a lot of your home field advantage away, and then you hit an in-betweener on Guntersville.
Yeah, when you look at it on the calendar, you're thinking, man, this is going to be really good. And then as the old fishing gods saw to it, nothing ever works out like you think it's going to.
All right.
But yeah, it's messed up. So,
oh, jeez.
What you got to go?
All right, let's get your opinion on this. Matt and I kind of had a little discussion about whether or not that the Alabama anglers are going to have the home lake advantage, the home field advantage, and be able to adjust based upon their knowledge. What are your thoughts on the guys from Alabama and the guys that fish Lake Guntersville all the time? Will they have an advantage this week, and what's the outlook for yourself?
Well, I'm not going to have an advantage this week because pretty much with the fish not being out and the fish not really being up solid, it kind of neutralized my home field advantage. So it's going to be one of these deals, a guy that gets on a good pattern that can duplicate it, maybe somebody gets on a glory hole. I don't know. It's fishing really, really strange. Somebody like Gerald Swindle, who lives here now, and he's a junk fishing connoisseur, he'll probably do well. Maybe Buddy Gross, but Buddy's he's a real strong offshore guy, and I spoke with Buddy this morning, and Buddy's really struggling offshore as well. So
wow,
yeah, this one's going to be a weird one. I kept looking at the weather forecast, thinking, well, we're supposed to get 90-degree days and get hot, and it'll move these fish, but they haven't moved. The fish. There's literally wolf packs up on bluegill beds right now.
Wow.
I've never seen Guntersville this time of the year. The water is absolutely, it looks like a a Smith Lake kind of clear. It's insane. And you would, it doesn't mat up. I mean, we've had a ton of rain in the south, so the vegetation is way further along than I've ever dreamed it would have been. We got milfoil and stuff. It's really it's almost to the top, and it's weird, man. I mean, it's really, really weird. If we start tomorrow, I don't find anything the rest of the day, I'm gonna start with a spinning rod in my hand. Does that tell you anything?
Wow.
That's
a scoop right there. Wow.
Oh, you just that makes me so happy.
Yeah. So right now, I mean, I was cutting up with Bill Lowen last night. I told him, I said, I'm really pulling for David Fritz to stay real healthy because we got a drop tournament. If he stays healthy for the rest of the year, I think this right here could absolutely eat me up.
That's a rule, I believe. Like if an angler was it COVID?
Yeah, it had to miss. Yep.
Everybody gets a drop.
Yeah.
Which can make things really interesting.
Tournament.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it won't apply to AOI, but as far as classic qualifications, that's where it'll apply to.
I got you. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. Little wrinkle in there. Matt, I have a question real quick. And we talked about, we actually talked about you throwing a spinning rod and your versatility, especially around the state of Alabama. I was wondering, over the course of your career, and let's go back to the BFLs even, can you name all the lakes in Alabama that you have had a top 10 finish on?
Every one of them.
That's true. Listen, Lewis Smith, you followed Demopolis, Martin, Neely Henry, Logan Martin, Weiss, Guntersville, Lake, and Pickwick.
And I've won some kind of tournament on just about every one of those lakes.
Yeah, that's HFA,
impressive.
Man.
I was thinking that's 10 lakes in the state with top 10s in. Is there any other? I was thinking, is there any other state where you could have that outside of? Would it be Texas?
Don't know.
I think Matt might have just fallen.
You okay, Matt?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you. We were afraid you took a Greg Louganis in Guntersville.
No, I was thinking, there's 4 major, 4 impoundments on the Tennessee River in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
There's 6 on the Coosa River. Then you got Lewis Smith. You got 2 on the Chattahoochee at West Point, and you follow. I guess the only one that's had my number as far as top 10s goes, I don't think I've ever top 10'd at West Point. West Point's kind of my Jonah Lake. I've never figured out the riddle to that one. No, I did too. I'd have to go back and look it up. I want to say it was an ever start years ago. I made a top 10 at West Point.
There you go.
So
that's good stuff.
Pretty impressive.
That is very, very impressive.
And everybody thinks I just know how to flip. No. You gotta catch them a lot of different ways.
You're BSing us, right? You're not really starting on Guntersville in May with a spinning rod, Matt, are you? Like you're gonna hang up and you're gonna be like, that'll get him.
No, I'm not BSing, dude. And right now, probably the dominant pattern on this lake is running around throwing something wacky. There's just a lot of 3 to 4 pound fish that are around bed still, around fry garden. It's just a weird. I'm telling you, this is the weirdest I've ever seen this lake in this whole state. I mean, this has been the dangest year I've ever seen.
100 pounds out the window, then.
Oh yeah, you can bloody forget that. They had an eider fire or something, one of about 18 tournaments here with all the hammers fished Saturday, and it took 17 pounds to win. So yeah, it's like I said, we've hit it right in the change.
I like
the
it.
Shad
though.
really aren't. Oh, it's going to be a junk fisherman's dream. You're just going to have to figure out how to run a little route or mix it up every day, and the weather's going to be changing. So I'm just going to fly by the seat of my pants like I always do and see what happens. I mean, whatever feels good that minute, you need to go do it because that's probably what you need to do.
I like that. Versatility, man. The ability to make adjustments. Sounds like that's going to be a huge key this week.
It is. I'll probably have, for me, normally 6 to 10 rods is a lot. I'll probably have 12 to 15 this week. I'll have a front deck full.
Man.
So have a little bit of offshore stuff, a little shallow stuff, a little in between stuff, and just try to figure out what to do, when to do it.
All right, man.
I tell you how messed it up is. I seen Keith Combs with a spinning rod fishing docks yesterday.
Oh God.
Holy moly!
Oh yeah. and I saw Buddy Gross going down the bank throwing a frog this morning. So
I didn't know Buddy Gross knew that there were banks on the TVA.
Yeah.
Well, he is right now because I've seen him around a bunch of them in the last couple of days.
I gotta say, Matt Herren, you're either like next level sandbagging right now, or this is gonna be.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
You know what though? In all the years that I've known Matt Herren, I've never interviewed him once where he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna crush him." Like he's always you always played a little close to the vest. There's always a little bit of something kind of sucks out there with you.
No, I'm cutting you straight here.
Okay.
It's a grind.
Okay.
It's just, Guntersville's been off anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of been on a down cycle. And what's going on, I'm really not sure, but it's really strange right now. And all it is, you got shad spawning, bluegill spawning, bass spawning, and it's messed up. It's just the fish are all over the place, and when they're like that, it's hard to figure it out.
Yeah.
I got one more question for you. Then we'll actually get back to practice. Do you remember?
Oh, jeez.
Here we go.
Do you remember at the Mississippi River out of La Crosse when you waited for half an hour under a shade tree for Zell Rowland to come in so you two could have a discussion about what went down on the water?
That wasn't me.
Yeah, it was. It was 100% you.
I ain't never had a crossword with Zell.
Was it Zell? Who was it? You were waiting on someone under the shade tree just to the left of the dock. Because I walked up and I said, Matt, what are you doing? You said, I'm just waiting to have a chat.
Oh, that could have been, but it wasn't Zell.
Oh, okay.
If it was Zell, I remember. But it could have been somebody that we didn't see eye to eye with, yeah. But no, it wasn't Zell.
I thought it was Zell. I was wrong on that then.
Yeah.
It wasn't Zell. Okay. But no, it's going to be a crazy week, guys. It really is.
How much a day? 20 a day? Will it take 80, or do you think you could even win on Guntersville in May with less than 80?
I think right now you can win with less than 80.
Wow.
I really do.
Interesting.
I've been beating on my hummingbird graphs every time I idle over a place, and I'm like, man, this thing can't be working. There's nothing there.
All right, my final question, Matt, from a fan perspective, with all the live stuff that the fans are going to see, it's got to be a fan's treat, though, to be able to see multiple ways that you guys are going to try and catch them this week.
Oh, you're going to see everything under the sun.
Yeah.
It's going to be a smorgasbord. I think the dominant deal is going to be guys fishing grass lines. As far as some kind of shallow crank or chatterbait or something like that. Then you're going to have the guy that wins the thing is going to be the guy that finds in one or two places that they're out. If you can find the group of them that's moved out, you're going to win it going away.
All right, Matt. Greatly appreciate you taking time out, man. Best of luck to you this week. Hopefully we're talking to you next week. That would be cool.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. Y'all keep letting it rain over there at Ray Roberts. I keep watching the weather forecast, and it looks like the water's steadily rising.
It is.
That will not hurt my feelings at all.
I knew he had to be looking ahead.
Yeah, I'm sure it would.
It's like 23 days away.
It's not that far away, man.
My mind's been on it for about a week now. So.
All right, Matt. Take care.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, man. Take care. Good luck to you.
See you. Bye.
All right, see you. Dude, he was shooting us straight.
I don't believe that.
100%.
I think he's freaking dialed in. You want to get a chance to win your lunch back?
What's the bet?
Matt Herren weighs in over 70 pounds and doesn't catch anything on less than 20-pound test string. I'm just kidding. I don't want that.
No.
I don't want none of that. No, that's cool. That's it. That's exactly how he described it. How he described it on what he thought. The one thing we hadn't heard was, I mean, at this point, dude, if this thing is one going down riprap.
Oh, jeez. The bridges. I didn't ask him about the bridges.
I mean, that's just a given. I'm just saying, if
pounded.
this thing is one on a bridge, is there any point in practicing on Guntersville for any event ever?
Sure, man. You could find the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow if you keep working.
Well, they know where it is. It's on the riprap on the bridges.
The hub and spoke, right? You just start right there at the bridges
No,
and never
that's
leave
not
the
a pattern.
hub.
That's not a hub. That's just the Guntersville Bridge pattern.
Oh. All right.
You know what? We need to do it 20 foot deep just on the Guntersville bridges.
We've already been to Guntersville once, man.
I know.
It would be cool to see how many tournaments, how much money was actually earned off of those bridges.
I do feel like that interview was, he looked it up like another competitor came up and goes, "What do you think, Matt?" Oh, shucks. I'm starting with the spinning rod, man.
You're giving him too many props.
12 pounds a day, spinning rod, too clear, grass is up.
Sounds like you would dominate this
week.
Look
at all those
man.
local hammers. They took 17 pounds to win that derby.
Wow. All right, here's what we're going to do.
I loved it.
Once again, man, there's only one Matt Herren, and he's awesome.
Big thanks, especially on a tough practice, to
Yeah.
jump on BTL for the day and talk with us. So.
Heck yeah. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our final break. We're going to come back, and I have a request from the fans. I'm going to see if somebody can help me out on this, because I'm seeing numerous signings taking place. Signings.
Like professional sports signings?
No.
Fishing industry signings?
No. What's the other kind of signing?
Like actual, like Charlie Hartley, I make signs signing?
No, I know where to get Charlie.
Multiple signings.
Yeah. Ponder that a minute. We'll come back and we'll talk about it. Need some help from the BTL fans, all right? We'll be right back right here on a Wednesday. Everybody stay tuned.
Big companies get bigger and bigger and talk about their fancy labs where they study fish behavior. But then they all go golfing on the weekend. We don't have a large laboratory to test baits. Why, you ask? We don't need a big laboratory because our pros fish, our employees fish, our salespeople fish, our suppliers fish, our mold builders fish, our owners fish, and our kids fish. This is our laboratory. Our R&D comes from time on the water, learning how to make fish bite. All that time on the water brings us thousands of hours of testing new products and improving current ones for all species.
All of us on the Pro Tournament Trail use Gamakatsu hooks. Why? Because they are absolutely the best.
It's not about how many bites you get.
It's how many you put in the boat.
Gamakatsu makes hooks for every fishing style.
We didn't come this far to lose fish.
Did you?
For more information, visit gamakatsu.com.
Pro-inspired, pro-designed. Tested and proven by legends on the water. Dominating the tournament trail for over 50 years. Everything you need, one legendary brand. Strike King.
Hey guys, Major League Fishing Pro, Jacob Wheeler here with my new Signature Series line of rods with Duck It Fishing. We have my 7.2 cranking rod right here. Crankbaits can be very fickle, and having the right, having a lot of tip can be too much, and having not enough tip can, lose a lot of fish. So you really got to be careful. If there's one or two techniques that I'm really adamant about having the perfect action as a crankbait, especially like a square bill, a DP6, Those medium running crankbaits in the springtime, when those fishers mount, they're pretty tough. That's when I'm really, really, really on top of having my actions just perfect.
Guys, what makes our Spro lures beat the competition?
I mean, you have to admit, we nailed it with my McSticks and rock crawlers.
Man, we've all won money on my plugs.
My Wymick shot put fish in my boat. One thing's for sure, we all count on our Spro lures to beat the competition.
Designing cutting-edge baits with some of America's top anglers. Spro lures beat the competition. To see the entire lineup, visit a retailer near you or spro.com.
The Ned rig. What rod should I be using with the Ned rig? My favorite is the Denali Lithium multi-spin rod. It's our 7'4" length, great Ned rig rod. It's got a great sensitive tip on it. It's long enough where I can make long casts, which you're usually fishing clear water with a Ned rig, and it's got enough backbone to get those fish in. So check it out, Denali Lithium Series 7'4" multi-spin.
All right, we are back wrapping up Wednesday's show.
Signage.
Yeah, I want to get into that. All right. I just want to remind everybody, as soon as we get the date for the on-location live show with James Watson at the brand new Black Rifle Coffee retail location, we'll let everybody know. Would really like to see a big turnout there, and BTL fans are going to get some kind of freebies or big-time discount. And
you could probably get DeGraff and Reed to show up. He's always at Lucky Lure hanging out.
Yeah.
He could just swing by Black Rifle on his way to Lucky Lure.
Well, that's more in North Oklahoma City. It's a little ways away. It's not a swing by.
15 minutes, 20 minutes.
It's not a swing by.
Have you been there since they redid all their stuff? To Lucky Lure?
No, I haven't.
It's like
same location?
Oh, yeah, same time. They just took the place next door and knocked the wall out, and it's like 3 times the size. The counter, it used to be on the right hand. It's now like an island in the middle.
Huh.
It's cool. I mean, they got a bunch more stuff in there.
It's
spacious.
I could not tell you the last time I've been at North Oklahoma City.
Got to go up to Lucky Lure every now and then. I always buy everything that I can that I need when I need it from Lucky Lure instead of ordering it just because those guys do a good job.
Yeah, cool stuff. All right, folks, I need some help. I need some help from the fans. I've kind of requested this before, and I did get a couple of emails, but then all kinds of stuff happened with COVID, and I never followed up, so that's on me. Here recently, I have seen a number of signings by high school anglers that has taken place, all right, on their next adventure in life, and signing with schools that have college fishing programs.
Mm-hmm.
This is all I want. All right. I just want somebody to come on this show and tell me the absolute 100% truth on whether or not these scholarships are 100% fishing related. Do you understand what I'm asking for, Matt?
Whether it's a subsidy scholarship that hey, if you're on the fishing team, we'll give you this scholarship, but it is not earmarked for the fishing team. It's just like a deal, like you're out of state and you have this GPA, so you qualify for this scholarship.
It's academic.
It's an academic scholarship.
Yeah.
Or if this is a actual bass fishing scholarship.
Because let me ask you this. When you played collegiate hockey for the University of Oklahoma, it was a club sport, correct?
Still is, yeah.
Still is a club sport. Did they give full hockey scholarships?
They didn't give any hockey scholarships. It's a club sport. Everything I had was academic.
All right, that's the point. Let me back up. Those are the facts that I'm trying to find out.
There's a bunch of scholarships they do because we have a bunch of Canadians that come down and play in the ACH, and there's a bunch of international scholarships and stuff that they do for it.
But those are
But it has nothing to do with hockey.
Yeah.
I don't think
in other words, your education is not being paid for because you play hockey.
No, and half of the clubs have to pay to play.
All right, good point. So what I am trying to find out, if any BTL fan out there has a niece, has a nephew, has a son, daughter, whatever it is, that is going through the process or has completed the process of signing a deal to fish collegiately, I just want to know the truth. All right? Are there colleges and universities out there that are truly rewarding individuals, high school students, with full rides from an educational standpoint, solely based on their performance from bass fishing?
Full rides. Wow, that would be big league.
I'm trying to find out. All right, I'm trying to find out now. Folks, do not confuse this with tournaments that take place, of which those tournaments have scholarships rewarded based upon their performance.
Right.
All right, you get the difference. I know there's
some high school that's like, hey, you get a scholarship to this college if you win this tournament.
Yeah.
No.
Or you could go to any college. In other words, the scholarship money is not directed toward one individual college.
I really think that would be easy to find out. I mean, I don't think it's like a secret. I don't think the guys are trying to keep it a secret.
But
on whether it is or not. But there's only like 10 schools.
Listen, dude, the facade that is being showcased, that these individuals are signing these college agreements or contracts, or
I wouldn't call it a facade.
What is it?
It's
the representation.
Yeah. But that never says that they're on a... Does it say in anything like it's a full ride? Or does it just say that he's signing to play with them?
Some of
with them?
Some of the documentation that I've seen says a full scholarship or full ride.
Okay.
All right? That's all I'm trying to find out. Because if we have gotten to the point from a collegiate fishing standpoint of which full academic rides at colleges and universities across this nation are being rewarded strictly based upon bass fishing, I want to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's pretty cool. But right here, you got a guy who played club hockey and no scholarships were given. In fact, no scholarships in any club sport are given solely based upon
now, I don't know that
club sport.
So like a Dallas Baptist or something like that they compete in hockey at a club and they've got a college fishing team. Can they legally at their discretion have club sport scholarships?
I don't know.
Or is that something that across all of
it's
college?
Not governed by the NCAA or the NAIA.
Right. So I think that would have to be on a school-by-school basis then. So you can't say none because, I mean, there might be smaller schools that see a value in it. So like I said, like Dallas Baptist they got their ACHA hockey jersey and their fishing jersey right next to their, like NCAA. I think they got some, but it's still
that's a good
club.
point.
So like that doesn't mean that they can't if they see value in it, if it brings value. And, they had I'm going back in the day but they had a Legend sponsorship with the 3 boats and stuff.
Yeah.
And if you've got several donors that see one club program possibly to be so let's say you've got a guy who happens to be a multimillionaire and he gives $1 million to the school and he earmarks it for scholarships for the fishing club.
That might
club
happen.
Hockey, for the club kickball team, whatever it is.
Time out a minute. If that's the case, that is incredibly awesome. But what I'm trying to find out is there a college or university, either an NCAA college or an NAIA college, be it NCAA Division 1, 2, or 3, that goes to an individual in high school and says, we want you to attend the University of whatever, simply based upon what we have seen and witnessed, your on-the-water performance.
Here's the question, and I'm going to sound like Jeffrey's here for a second. A full ride scholarship for fishing. I'm going to use an acronym, the WIFM.
Yeah.
And someone kind of pointed it out on the instant feedback, but I mean, is the full ride scholarship for a 5-star football player not, hey, this guy is going to represent our university, get us on prime time, put butts in the seats, people are going to watch it, and the WIFM is he's going to make money for the university and we're going to give him a full ride scholarship?
Great point.
What is the incentive for the university to give a full ride to an athlete, a fishing guy, a club hockey guy, anybody, if there's nothing on the back end for that university?
That's a great point.
I mean,
Matt.
you'd look at OU women's gymnastics, national championships and everything, but you're talking TV deals and all sorts of things. I mean, you're bringing money in for the university. That's this whole thing. And I listened to the college talk sports radio, which they're talking about the compensation for which is actually happening now for the collegiate athletes. But it's all based around generating revenue. So if there's not a revenue generator somewhere in the sport, like what's the point of bringing it in? Like, you're actually like the academic scholarships, you're like, oh, well, you bring someone who's super smart. No, that actually does generate revenue because that increases the profile of your university and increases the overall GPA and everything. So that helps. But like, is a guy catching 20 pounds a day for 4 years going to bring any money into your university? Unless you can maybe justify, you have a wrapped boat, you have the TV deals, you have the Bassmaster deals, that type of stuff. And you're saying that the publicity that is generating in this arena then is bringing more people into your university and creating, you're giving an $80,000 scholarship, but you're bringing in $125,000 worth of revenue.
You bring in some great points. All right, here's, with me being an educator, this is something that I wish was happening in the college bass fishing world. Really, two things. The first thing is, when you do have these signings, Matthew, and there is a large part of whatever the scholarship consists of that is due to academics, I think that person, that angler, that male or female high school student should be praised and really put the academics at the forefront. The reason that this person is going to XYZ University, and I'm signing here today, and they're signing today, is they had a 4.0 GPA, all right? They were National Honor Society. They scored a 32 on their SAT. They were magnificent in the classroom. And that's why we want this individual to attend XYZ University. I never hear anything, and maybe I'm wrong, and that's what I'm asking from the fans. I do not see the emphasis being placed on these signings when it comes to the academic success that these students are having. Because, and don't get me started, dude, during the marathon, I'm probably going to go off on this. Whether or not college athletes should be paid. All right? I'm saving that.
I think we do 24 hours of fishing.
I am saving, no, because you know what? We're going to talk bass fishing and
when
anything else.
When I take a nap from 3 to 4 a.m., that'll be your...
Now, it might be at 2:30 a.m., but anyway, I really wish that these signings were really a combination of the accolades that comes with the success that he or she has had on the water, but more importantly, which in any sport, I think it's getting lost, that the reason that they're at school is an education.
Like when I went to OU, I was at a junior showcase. So I took junior college classes. So when I got there, I had my associates, right? With a 4.0. And I didn't take the ACT. I had a good SAT score. And I was a solid player too, but like OU, that was like one of the main things that the coaches liked. Like, hey, we can bring this guy in because of his GPA and his SAT score.
Yeah. Yeah. It's big time.
God, that was so long ago.
I
don't think I can bend over to put skates on now.
I hear and I see Bethel brought up a lot. All right. I'm going to work to try and get the Bethel coach on again because, am I wrong on this? You're the social media guy. Have you seen these signings that take place?
Yeah, it's cool.
Do they ever talk about academics, though?
I don't read the fine print.
If they did, it would stick in your mind. It would. All right? And sometimes they don't even talk about their accolades from a fishing standpoint.
How hard it is to recruit fishing? Like the Bethel coach must have he's like the Nick Saban. He must be the Nick Saban of collegiate fishing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would have a very tough time assessing outside of a guy who finishes first or second at a tournament, but then you're talking about a bunch of different tournaments, and there's not that many guys, and then you've got the team, and then is their dad good? Are they good? How committed are they? What's actually, I mean, like, what is the criteria? How do you recruit? Are you like on the water incognito, like watching these guys freaking throw a vixen down a riprap bank going, ooh, I like his roll cast. He's on the list. And then you look over and the DBU guys in a freaking kayak underneath the bushes going, you're like, oh man, now I'm gonna have to recruit him too.
You got
like,
him
how
on
does that,
dude, you got him
how
on the
does that
board.
work? Is there a recruiting budget?
Right,
like, do you get a packet?
We've got 3 finesse fishing guys.
What do you
We
have,
need a
like,
couple of power fishing guys.
You have like John Garrett call the guy up or text him. Yeah, hi, this is John Garrett. I hear you're interested in.
I don't know, man.
Like,
I
how
once
do you
again,
tell if the guy's good or not?
I just really want to know, and I really would appreciate somebody to be 100% honest with me. Are these signings and are these scholarships primarily academic? Because I think facade is the right word. The representation that these guys and girls are signing with universities and colleges based upon their fishing is not really adequate.
But here's the reality of it. They're getting to continue to do something that they love. Yeah. In many instances, they're financially supplemented, with the schools that help them out on that. Mm-hmm. I really don't lose any sleep at night, whether it's earmarked for fishing or whether it's an academic scholarship that they receive as a result of their involvement in the fishing club. The fact is they're going to college, they're getting a college education, they're growing as an angler, and they're still getting to do what they love. I don't know why it bothers you where the hell that money is coming from.
I didn't say it bothered me. I said they're not stressing academics. That's what bothers me. All right? That's what bothers me. Is the perception that these guys are getting the opportunity based upon fishing. No. It's my opinion and what I've seen and who I've spoken with. It's based upon academics, and the academics are not being stressed in these signings. And folks, if I'm wrong, shoot me an email. I go through the emails like crazy now.
Like, you wonder if it's all the same for everybody too, or if there's guys that are on bigger.
Let me.
You know what I mean?
Make sure that everybody is crystal clear about what I'm saying. I think college bass fishing is great. I think it brings a lot of opportunities for.
No, you've been clear.
For male and female students to get an opportunity to get an education, not to fish. Yeah, the fishing is part of it, and the fishing is a big part of it. But I think so many people in this industry right now of college bass fishing lose track of the primary objective to fish in college is get that degree.
It just worked out for me that because of fishing in college, it turned in my career. Because I interned with you, and then it was literally because of that.
Yeah.
My question then is like, at the first meeting of the year, does Bethel walk up and the walk-ons are sitting in the back row and the guys in the front who are recruiter are like, look at these walk-ons. And then like they do a couple good tournaments and they're at the next like bass club meeting, tying hair jig. His coach gets everyone together and he's like, guess what? Remember when Steve caught that 8-pounder last week? Everyone's real quiet. They got the guy filming. He's on scholarship. I'm just wondering if that goes through my.
I think it's great that these students are getting the accolades of being able to fish in college and having the little signing thing and all that. I mean, we had a couple of kids off our basketball team that signed to go play NAIA basketball, and it was a big deal. Even though it was a small school in Kansas and I think a small school in Missouri. But it was a big deal. And I think it's a big deal for these kids, especially in the fishing industry, to be able to do that. But I just think what is being lost, not only in the bass fishing world when it comes to college bass fishing, is the primary reason that you are there is education. That's it. Fishing just goes along with what's taking place. So showcase how good academically that these kids are that have the opportunity to go to college and fish because of their academic excellence.
Is AJ on a full ride?
He's on a full ride.
I don't know. Is that something you can ask people? Is that an okay question to ask?
Yeah. Now,
but he's on a full athletic scholarship.
Full athletic and academic.
What is that? It's a combo?
It's combo.
So,
and the reason that they do that, it's like when I played baseball, they did the same thing. All right? They give partial academics to where they can take those partials when they have players come in that do really well on their ACT and have high GPAs.
Opens up more money for the guys who can get into the school but don't qualify for academic scholarships. So instead of spending $100,000 on a guy that you could get $50,000 for, now you've got the extra $50,000 for the guy that just gets in. But didn't turn in the extra credit work in high school, right?
Yeah. So it is a combination, which in Division II football, most of your scholarships are combinations, combos.
Mm-hmm. Dude, you bring up very, 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 very valid points.
Yeah.
You're 100% on the right track on
dude,
this.
If I had a kid that was going to college because of bass fishing, but they scored a 32 on their ACT and their GPA was 4.0, I'd want to showcase that. I really would. Now, I know, at least I believe that they have the All-American academic team when it comes to bass fishing. Do they not? I think they do.
Mm-hmm. That's
impressive,
All-Americans.
I don't know if that's based upon performance or a combination of performance and academics. Once again, I sometimes, if the path that you want to take to become a professional angler, be it whatever organization that you choose, that doesn't really matter, be it the bass route or the MLF route, college is, I believe, all right, the first route. And what I mean by that is if you're a youngster and you want to fish collegiately, dive in there, get an education, have something that you can fall back on, and then start fishing the Open, start fishing the Toyota Series. Do whatever you can. But if you have the opportunity to improve your game and you're going to college based upon your academic excellence, it needs to be showcased. And it needs to be showcased from day one when you're in front of that agreement that you are signing and committing to attend this university based upon the excellence that you have showed in the classroom combined with the excellence that you showed on the water.
So Bethel, they have an official page, right, on Bethel Athletics. So under men's sports, they have baseball, basketball, bowling, cross country, football, golf, soccer, swimming, tennis, and track and field. Women's sports, they have basketball, bowling, cross country, golf, soccer, softball, swimming, tennis, track and field, and volleyball. And then under co-ed sports, this is interesting. They have archery, they have bass fishing, cheerleading, esports, inline hockey, and shooting sports.
Ooh.
Now, I don't know. I'm going to click on the shooting sports one. Yeah, I mean, they have an official page for each one of these. So in their sports, it falls under co-ed sports. They do consider it a sport. But the thing with the smaller schools is, don't you have different sports that are at different... Don't you have some schools that are D1 and stuff and D3 and separate and total? I mean, it's not just like everything's all at once.
Yeah. Anyway, that once again, folks, if anybody wants to email me a contact that would be willing to come on the show.
They consider it a varsity team. Esports is a varsity team at Bethel University.
Really?
It literally says esports becomes 26th varsity team for Bethel University.
Yeah.
That he has launched a varsity esports beginning in 2021. The fall will join over 250 accredited colleges and universities by competing in varsity esports.
Interesting.
They're in the Mid-South Conference.
Very, very
League of Legends, Rocket League, Smash Bros.
Well, at OSU,
yeah.
Dude, they built an entire facility for esports. I forgot to mention that. Look that up. Google that one up. It's state-of-the-art, big time. It is a big-time deal, and those guys make hundreds of thousands of dollars in the gaming industry.
Esports is
massive.
Way bigger than fishing.
Massive.
I mean, it's billions.
Yeah. Yep. Jake in Ohio. Dude, you got to check out the marathon because we're going to have a good discussion about that. So,
Here it is, right here. Here's one from February. Bass program signs local standout. Got all the jerseys in the background.
Yeah.
This is Thursday, February. will major in business. One of the biggest reasons he signed with the Bass Cats was to help the program win another national title. Education is underrated, he said. No, I'm just kidding. I'm here to catch a bass. He said, the coach said, we are very proud to have Sawyer on our team. We've watched him grow in the sport of high school fishing, compete with some of the best in the nation. He's become an outstanding angler. It is, in all fairness, it is literally 2 sentences.
What was 2 sentences?
The whole article. I mean, it's not like they really dove into the...
Oh, well.
Sawyer
all
Williams.
Right. Anyway, do I have a valid point or not? And once again, my premise of this whole... It's not a rant. This whole discussion is to showcase what these students have done academically off the water rather than what they've done on the water. Because the vast majority, at least I believe, the vast majority of these students are going to these colleges and universities because of the badass way that they've performed in the classroom. So,
yeah, we need to get Sean on. Sean O'Brien's from here. He's buddies with Brad. He fished with me at Pickwick.
Okay.
And he signed at Bethel. Like, he's in Bethel, at Bethel, from here, Oklahoma.
All right.
Because of the bass fishing team.
So, you can get him on? You think you can
Oh,
make
hell,
it
he's
happen?
the one that you coached, Mark.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Here's an article right here. Oklahoma fishing standout
That's him.
signs with
Yeah.
Bethel.
Yeah.
July 21st, 2000.
Yeah, I remember coaching him. So, yeah, good stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that discussion. If I'm totally off my rocker, please tell me I'm off my rocker. Shoot me an email, mark@bassound.com, and you can lay down your premise on how I am incorrect, and we will move on. College bass fishing, great for students, really good stuff, and it teaches a lot about responsibility, accountability, planning, hopefully money management, and hopefully it continues to grow
It says
into a stepping
no
stone.
one and done in college bass fishing. That's not true.
Really? I've never seen a signing agreement. Have you ever seen one for
I've
bass
not,
fishing?
but there are guys who have left early.
One and done. One and done.
There are multiple guys who have left early right now that left college bass fishing before they got their degree to compete in professional bass fishing and guiding.
Yeah.
Right now, I could name 3 or 4 of them.
Huh. Interesting.
Like, literally, they were like,
yeah,
peace out.
Yeah, well.
I mean, obviously, maybe for different reasons and stuff, but
that's their choice.
That's basically the one and done.
Yeah. It's a good conversation. All right, tomorrow, day 4, with Uncle Frank Scalish. I have no idea what he's going to talk about. I got to talk to him
Frank Jr.
tomorrow.
won a derby.
What?
In a BTL hat.
Did he really?
I believe so.
Did you see a picture of it?
Yeah, he sent me a picture of it. I think it was a mixed. I think it was a mixed bag.
It wasn't the hat trick. Hopefully, people.
I don't think they have spotted bass.
They don't. They don't. I think they do in some lakes.
Southern Ohio, Northern Ohio.
I don't know.
Are there any spotted bass up north
think
besides
so.
California?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll
We'll
show
see.
you a pic.
For those people out there that are unaware of what the hat trick is, that's a largemouth, a smallmouth, and a spotted bass. All part of your limit. I'm kind of bummed, man. He sent you a picture and Frank didn't tell me that he won a derby? Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm at right now. Anyway, yes, he did.
All right. We'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm surprised he's not on the comments because typically he's usually on here.
He's
And
probably...
Patrick says, yes, there are some in Indiana.
He's probably filling out college scholarship applications.
Oh. All right. Once again, if you missed the beginning of the show, next week it's Monday 4 p.m., Tuesday 4 p.m. I contacted, when I found this out yesterday, I did contact my rep that is putting together this show with the vice president of sales for White River Marine Group. That was supposed to go down on Tuesday. We are working with her to get her schedule hopefully in line to where she can still come on Tuesday. right around 4:15.
Also,
so that's the plan right now.
chance that on Monday's show we have someone who is heavily involved and influential in the big money Texas team trail scene.
Maybe?
Yeah, I got
Monday?
a text and he's like, "Dude, why the hell have you not talked to me about this? Like, this is my thing." Like, and I was just pumped. I won't even say his name. I was just pumped that he texted me directly.
Wow.
It's like the first time he's directly talked to me in like 5 years. I was like, I must be catching him well enough to be on the level now. But anyway, he's very knowledgeable. And if there's any guy who understands the potential and the marketing ability of a big money team trail, he's probably one of like 10 guys in the country who like gets it, understands it, and has maximized that potential. Everyone knows who he is.
All right.
But he's got some, this is it. He's got some big wigs coming in.
We going to know by tomorrow?
I said, let me know. He said, gave me the thumbs up. So,
well, you need to tell people tomorrow. Hopefully.
Okay.
Anyway, Frank, tomorrow, Scalish. I'll find out this afternoon what we're going to talk about. Who knows with Frank? It's all good stuff. All right, I want to thank Matt Herren for taking time out of his practice. Post-game show, Sunday night.
Who you got? Because the Derby starts tomorrow. You got to pick one, Mark.
I have no idea.
Who you got?
Has anybody ever won an Open and an Elite Series in back-to-back? Does that ever happen?
I'm not aware. You going BP?
I might. That's who I'm going with.
That's interesting. Because I didn't pick it, but that's who I'm going with too.
Really?
Because once Matt Herren said Bluegill, Clear, Guntersville, Big Bass, multiple stages, that's like a BP dream.
Polinick, he's my pick.
That's both of our picks. I mean, seriously, I wouldn't have said that.
And you had no idea who I was going to pick. We did not talk about that. That's totally off the cuff. All right.
Yep.
All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up. Tomorrow, Frank, send me an email. Give me a contact. See if we can, besides Matt's contact and my former player, basketball player, coming on the show.
He was like, dude, I watched Mark snap a clipboard over his knee.
That's the old Mark.
He's like, one time he threw a trash can so far that nothing fell out of it.
I remember that. Yeah.
He's like, it was a full trash can and he threw it, and when it landed, it was still full. That's how hard he threw it.
Yeah, that's the old Mark. All
And
right,
then he
folks.
also said, dude, he said Mark was a good coach. He said I loved his passion. He instilled a work ethic in us, and he never let us take any bull crap. He goes, he was one of my favorite coaches I've ever had.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Have a great Wednesday. We will talk to you tomorrow. That's it. We're out of here.